So I've got 4 quick questions with Eric Macramalla. Eric's kids mean the world to him, and of course they should. And they're also diehard sports fans. So question number 1, Eric, what would mean more to your kids? Aaron Judge plays no more for the New York Yankees, plays for the Blue Jays, or the Montreal Canadiens win a Stanley Cup?
So, sorry, Soto or Judge play for the Jays?
Judge no longer plays for the Yankees. He's now a member of the Blue Jays. Would that mean more? Or the Habs winning the Cup? Which would mean more to your 2 children?
It's a good question. I think ultimately the Habs winning the Cup would mean a lot to them. Right now, their apathy is at about 90 out of 100. Right now, when it comes to the Canadiens, they really don't seem to care at all. Yeah. With too many other entertainment options. But when the Habs had the Cup run in 2021, so Nikki was 5, and 4, and then Daniel was 7. We had the best time. And when the Canadiens scored the first playoff goal in the first game we watched, we instinctively ran in front of the TV and we all hugged, and I spun around in a circle. And after that, I looked over, and Nikki, who's the big cheeks you can see behind me, I look over at the couch, and he's not sitting on the couch, he's leaning against it. And I look at him and go, "Are you leaning because you want the Habs to score so we can hug and spin?" And he goes, "Yes." So I feel as though that would be what they would really want.
Let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott's season is over. The sunshine. Jones says, "Do you want me to tear down Jones Mahal? You want me to build a new stadium?" Because CD Lamb is complaining about the sun for these 4:25 kickoffs in Dallas. So my question to you, Eric, is the most unfixable part of the Dallas Cowboys, is it the quarterback, the owner/general manager, or the sunshine situation? What's the most unfixable part of the Dallas Cowboys today?
Oh boy, I mean, the Suns, this seems to be a new complaint about the sun being in their eyes, but with Cooper Rush throwing in the ball, and even Dak before that, I don't know to what extent that makes a difference. I think the big issue with this team is what you're alluding to, and that's roster construction. Yeah. And it's a team that has drafted well, actually, but now they seem to be bottoming out. And Dak is elected to get surgery. That was announced today, or on Tuesday, excuse me. Yep. And so I think just roster construction is an issue for them.
We saw Jesperi Kotkaniemi score for the Carolina Hurricanes this week as Carolina is climbing up the standings in the Metro Division. Give me a former Montreal Canadien, any position that's still active in the National Hockey League that you secretly, but now publicly, keep an eye on.
Jesperi's got 10 points in 14 games. I remember last season, really, really fast. And I've been openly critical of him. The bottom line with Jesperi has always been, let's not conflate draft position with outlook, right? Because Canadians drafted him way too high. And I remember last year he got off to a really hot start and had no points for forever. And I stopped hearing from Hurricanes fans online because they would come after me. For you, who would that be?
So I'll be honest, Jesperi Kotkaniemi is maybe at the top of my list, okay? He really is. Just because. But you know who else is there for me? And he's got 11 points in 17 games and 6 goals. Tyler Toffoli with the San Jose Sharks. This guy, all he does, brother, is score goals. All he does is score goals.
He's the most underrated player.
Last year between the Devils and Jets, he had 33 goals, man. The year before that, 24. He had 28 with the Canadiens when they got hands on this guy. There's a player in hindsight. You're like, we need goals. Tyler Toffoli still scores them at a pretty good clip. And I guess the other player I would nominate, because he's also having a bleeping good season in Columbus, is Sean Monahan, your boy, Sean Monahan. I think he's got 11 points too. He's having a good run with CBJ, who we're going to see on Saturday.
For me, the player that I do track obsessively is Mishkov. He's not a former player, but he should have been a Habs.
In your mind, he is, though. I know. In your mind,
and so I track him like crazy. But other than that, most of the Habs players are like the incumbent players now. They're not very good, so it's not really a reason to track them, right?
All right, last question. 4 quick questions with Eric Macramalla. You ready? Last one. Eric Macramalla is a partner at Gowlings. He's a trademark lawyer. So if you want to, I was just thinking of they're great, and put that to Duracell batteries. Kellogg's is coming for your ass, and Eric Macramalla's coming for you too. That's what he does.
That's right.
Eric, who's your dream client? Anyone, any business in the world that wants your legal expertise to protect their trademark from infringement. Mr. Trademark Lawyer Man, who's your dream client, Eric? Anyone in the world. Because you see that if you're watching on YouTube, if you look over, go ahead.
It's a good question. I already have, I work for MLB. That's a really good, fun client because I'm a big baseball fan.
Yeah.
I do Porsche's litigation in Canada, so that's a fun, interesting client to have. I work for WestJet, so that's interesting. Like, they're terrific.
Those some big brands.
So I don't know at this point if there's anybody that I would love to have. Maybe, you know what? Maybe an athlete. An athlete. No, I don't do criminal law.
Not P. Diddy?
I don't do criminal. So, maybe it would be, an athlete. Just Juan
what
Soto.
brand? What athlete?
I would take Juan Soto as my client.
Yeah.
Because I want to watch as he leverages the Blue Jays to get a better deal from Steve Cohen or the Steinbrenners. I just love how people are falling all over themselves. Like, it was so transparent last night. I forget who it was who posted it, that the impediment to the Yankees or Mets getting Soto are the Toronto Blue Jays. And like, that's clearly Scott Boras not happy with the offers he's getting for Soto, looking to leverage the Blue Jays to get a better offer from the Yankees and Mets. I said on my show last week that you don't listen to for like 25 straight minutes. Superstars in their prime don't go to Canada. Full stop. And if they do, they get the hell out as soon as they can. Hashtag Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi, you leaving, as I called him for years on my show.
Fun guy.
He's not going. Soto is not going to Toronto. It's not.
When are they going to learn?
Man, last year when I said Ohtani, there's no chance Ohtani is going to Toronto, right? At the height of all the stories. I thought Twitter was dead before that. It was not. Like, I had over 1 million views, hundreds of thousands of "go to hell, Eric." I was like, they were just taking shots at me. And then when he signed with and I said he's not going to the Blue Jays, he's going to the Dodgers. I've said this since like halfway through the season. He's going to the Dodgers. When he signed with the Dodgers, Twitter was quiet. No one said, "Hey, Eric, I'm sorry." That's what Twitter needs. You need to have an option to apologize. The opportunity.
You know what I've noticed this week on Twitter? Lots of people now are, again, abandoning ship, or at least pretending to abandon ship for that other platform, Blue Sky Social.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Part of me thinks, a lot of Mr. Softies around, where it's like, I mean, okay, fine. Twitter's a cesspool. It's all, in my opinion, it's always been a cesspool, but it's like actually worse. But I don't know. Do I want to go to a place where everybody says the same thing, and if you say the wrong thing, you're like expelled? Like, I'm a big boy. I could
handle it. But do you find that Twitter's not as active as it was before? I find it's not as active.
Not as active. No, not as active. Because again, I think that For You tab is a wild ride, bro. I think when you're on that For You tab, I don't know, you could see a dance party, or you could see a mass murder. Like, it's a roll of the dice. Do you ever go on the For You tab on Twitter? I mean, it's
occasionally,
crazy.
Occasionally I'll
crazy.
go on it.
Because you go on the following tab, that's just, your timeline of people that you follow on that app, right? But the algorithm sometimes on the For You tab is out there. And I paid for a blue check mark, by the way. I wanted to see. I did. I wanted to see. if the engagement or...
Is it better? No.
Maybe I was just never that good at tweeting, but like, I mean, there's some, but it's not. I really thought it was going to be more exposure, and I bought like I bought the best package, the Premium Plus or whatever it is. And I think the other motivating factor for me is I wanted to play with their AI, their Grok 2.0, and it's okay, not great, not worth it. That's my review. It's not worth it. So if you don't pay for Twitter, you're not missing anything. All right, big boy. Thank you. That was a lot of fun today.
Thank you. I really enjoyed spending time with you, as I always do. Be it in the car, in your home office, or on the golf course. Always fun.
Thanks, Eric. What's your? Where are you on Twitter? People follow you on Twitter. You want to?
It's just my name, Eric Macramalla.
It's not Eric on Sports Law anymore.
No, I changed that a long time ago because we started doing just regular sports, and the law is too narrow a niche. All
right, brother. Maybe next time we'll catch up. The Canadiens will be on a 6-game winning streak.
Okay, so we'll chat again in 2027 then.